Disclaimer, this game is in early access, so everything you'll see is unfinished and subject to change. In fact, it will. More at the end of the video. If the B-Daman / Bottleman system interests you, and you want to see a more teen and young adult oriented story, then stick around to hear about the adventure visual novel with a simple to understand yet vast in customization battle system, Armatelum Showdown! Hello everyone, J5 the Hyperforce here, the one that flies super high with style and panache. Today I'm going to be taking you through what makes Armatelum a vast story, the fun characters, the exciting battles, and the in-depth game systems. Please amuse me for however long this video takes, as I take you on an all-expenses-paid trip to the wonderful country of B-Daman. Let's throw down a showdown! What is the story that takes place in Armatelum Showdown? Well, it's about a group of teenagers, young adults really since everyone's 18 plus, finding the lost history and relics of the world. These mysteries revolving around the new kingdom of B-Daman and the AR sport of Armatelum. Long ago, comets would circle around the planet on the same day of each year. The trio of comets said to hold the relics of a lost history. Unknown legends and tales of the Earth's past, only known now as fairy tale. But on one day, zap! The comets were shot out of the sky! Two of them raced into the ocean! The magic of the comets causing a strange rise of a new island. But what about that other comet? That landed on a boy known as Nova. The ghostly knight Sir Arabern attempted to stop the comet, but upon impact, the knight's power was fused into the boy who now wields the weapon of legend, Eris Blitzer. 5-ish years later, the duo of J-Star and his guide Sir Arabern moved to the island of B-Daman and end up taking on a quest to find the other two mystical army gears, Hydro Waver and Letho Quaker. In Chapter 1, you explore the humble living spot of Emerald Village and find out that the Hydro Dam power generator that powers the village is not working. J-Star, alongside some other faces, investigate the location of the Hydro Dam, Emerald Forest, to find out some answers to this mystery, uncovering a new one along the way, the mystery of Hydro Waver. In Chapter 2, your hunt for Hydro Waver begins. You'll find out that a fragment of the legendary weapon resides in the heart of B-Daman, Marbletoon Metropolis. Travel to the partying city, meet new friends and foes, and discover the shards of Hydro Waver. In Chapter 3, after getting word of a big surge in magical aura over at Barreltoon Desert, you end up in a mysterious pyramid and find a piece to a different legendary weapon? But there's one thing the team didn't account for. The Barreltoon Mafia to collect the piece and kidnap them! Unlock the combined power of J-Star and Arabern as you break out of the Mafia's grasp and secure the first Letho tablet. In Chapter 4, the final part of the Hydro Waver hunt concludes as the expanding Superstar Brigade, that's the name of J-Star's team by the way, travels under the B-Daman Sea and into an underground cave, summoning another Ghost Knight, Sir Hydrissa, and reassembling the Hydro Waver. Things get disastrous as a sinister knight comes in and causes water-fiend chaos. How does the Superstar Brigade get out of this mess? Oh no, you'll have to play the game to find out. In Chapter 5, you team up with the Princess of B-Daman to explore the restricted island of Orchard Isle, upon the king's request to search the island's temple for the second Letho tablet. The hostile temple is the least of your worries, as you run into an even more hostile foe who works for that sinister knight. Chapters 6 to 12 are also to come. What thrilling adventures will the Superstar Brigade have to endure? Stay tuned to see how you can help Chapter 6 and beyond come to light. There are also side stories to experience. Each main chapter has one side quest you must complete if you want 100% completion. Help a lost boy, collect a treasure for a disabled girl, start off the island-wide challenge of the Quad Squad, reward Leo for her bravery, and join the Royal Guard to find that Mafia boss. There are also more side stories to come. As you play through the story, you'll have choices to make that affect the bond between your friendship group. This is called Affinity. Make sure to pick the right options, because getting max affinity on every party member goes towards 100%. And the best ending. You know when Chapter 12 comes out. The people of B-Daman have an affinity stat too. You rank this up by doing the aforementioned side stories. We hope that your trip around the kingdom of B-Daman will be a fun and thrilling adventure. As you adventure around, you'll run into a whole cast of fun and colourful characters. J-Star, Nova Star Eyes, the curious hero who's a bit nervous at first, but comes into his own as he grows throughout the story. A real hero deep down who's striving to keep those he knows safe. Excitable, determined, playful, and a bit sassy when he's at his peak. Yellow Solodon, the hot-headed sassy tomboy who's always ready for action, adventure, and to throw down a showdown. Some people get burned around this girl, and she has some serious attitude that's hard to stomach for some people, but for those who befriend her, she cares deeply for you, even if she sasses you. Kane Aruton, a master of Armatelum, a famous AR sports star, a real ladies' man. This egocentric celeb always has a cool disposition and has no tolerance for unsportsmanlike antics. This narcissist knows that he's the best and will not stop acting like it, and let anyone forget that Kane is number one. Leo Fengari, the ditzy yet lovable maid who's prone to falling in love. Leo grew up in a sheltered world, so she's a fish out of water when J-Star saves her from her job as being living mermaid evidence. She may annoy J-Star sometimes with her lovey-dovey antics, but she's a great friend and holds some great potential inside, even if she finds herself useless. Serena Beadle Bandera. The princess of B-Daman is a soft, ladylike woman who cares greatly for anyone she meets. Her life's goal to make peace on Earth, although she's no damsel in distress, as she wields heavy-duty armate gears and is built like a tank. Francois Viltinez, a villain and heel of Armatelum. Well, that's what he calls himself anyways. This heavy-duty man will cheat, steal, and lie his way to victory. He's got a strong anger that fuels his powerful voice and game plan in battle, despite being a pretty silly man. Francois plays by his own rules, and no one can stop his quest for world domination, wee wee! Coco Kookanie, a crazy cuckoo bird who's always just a short snap away from exploding. This girl is unhinged in the best way possible. You won't know what she's gonna say or do next. She even surprises herself. Dr. Bonfay, the man with no plan, the grumpiest of the kingdom. Bonfay just tries to live. He will backchat, sass, and grump all the way to his last breath. Lord Renegade, B-Daman's most wanted. This sinister knight is always one step ahead. Cold and calculating, but still knows how to have dastardly fun, toying with his targets on an emotional and psychological level. He has a power unlike anyone has seen before. Watch yourself, because when Renegade arrives, you know shit is getting real. These and other friendly faces and fearsome foes inhabit B-Daman in the current chapters and future upcoming chapters. I hope you look forward to meeting them all. If the story mode is what tells Armatelum's anime story, the battle system is what hosts the shooting hobby products and gameplay. Let's throw down a showdown! This is the AR sports phenomenon that's sweeping across the world. Armatelum! But what is an AR sport? It's like an e-sport, but the video game battles take place in the real world, rather than in the digital world, an augmented reality sport. Armatelum takes place in the near future, where magic and technology got into a loving relationship, creating this revolutionary physical holographic tech. Or just magic. Digital magic that exists in the real world. Lore aside, this is the battle system that the game holds. A 1v1 shooting duel where you and your opponent, friend or foe, will compete in several game types to see who is the winner. Showdowns can be played for fun, sport/competition, or to settle conflict or a debate, or decide fate. To turn the tides of battle and to bring your A-game between rounds of battle, you have access to the battle system's customization feature, the upgrade menu. Use your upgrade points, UP, to change your armate gear, ability shots, and armate boosters. As the rounds go on, you'll gain more upgrade points, allowing you to upgrade into better options. Let's cover these in order. You wield your armate gear, a blaster that can shoot multiple kinds of shots. Each army gear comes with a variety of designs, stats, and gimmicks. It's your main weapon in the heat of battle. An army gear has 3 different main stats: power, rapid, and control. Army gears can have stats between 1 and 10 for each of the 3 types. Your weapon can fall into one of 5 performance types, depending on the distribution of those 3 stats: balance type, power type, rapid type, control type, and the wildcard special type. Dual typing exists too, but they are rare, mighty blasters. Balance types are the jack of all trades, master of none, but still a very solid blaster to choose that can hold its own. Power types excel in damage and winning ties when 2 shots hit each other. Rapid types are the experts of speed, how fast your shots travel, and their firing rate is beyond any other. Control types are the masters of pinpoint accuracy and rigging RNG values in their favour, such as landing a status condition or critical hit. Special types are strange army gears that break the mold and follow their own rules when it comes to how the stats and even the army gear itself functions. Try out the 70 plus army gears to see what combo of power, rapid, and control suits you best. What is a blaster without any shots to fire? Every army gear comes with a pre-built normal shot to use that will build up your ability points. 2 extra shots known as ability shots can be added to your army gear. Ability shots have a wide variety of abilities and attributes, such as inflicting status conditions, homing in on foes, being flamethrowers, turrets, a tripping wire, burning rival shots, explodes, and so much more. Over 80 ability shots await to be used. Ability shots cost ability points, AP, to use. The better the ability shot, the more it will cost to shoot, and the more it costs to upgrade into. There are also super powerful shots known as signature strikes. These are tied to the character that you choose. These are like ability shots, but have the power and skills to be your finishing move, or to change the tide of battle. Signature strikes, gimmicks, and features can be even more wild than an ability shot. You will need a full tank of special points, SP, to use them, so build up that charge and unleash your best attack. Finally, to add some extra spice to your build, you can attach an optional Armate booster. There are 3 types of boosters: your chip boosters, which can give you an additional feature on your build like HP up, giving you infinite AP when in danger of losing, or even give you immunity to a status effect. The list goes on. Telemans, which are side-mounted blasters that shoot shots alongside you, and equipment boosters that give you a boost in your performance, such as a higher max AP magazine, damage increasing power wings, a heavy weight attachment to stop any knockback, and more. With all this customization in the palm of your hands, you can find whatever loadout fits your style. What you get in your upgrade menu is dependent on the character that you choose to play. Not everyone has the same set of army gears, ability shots, and army boosters, so find which character fits your playstyle best and see what they have. Anyone here is fair game to be top tier. It just takes a skilled player who's willing to experiment to find their perfect game plan. Jump into practice mode to have unrestricted access to a character's set of equipment and go wild. All of this customizing will get you ready for the battle system's many game types. Battle Showdown, the direct hitting battle game where you shoot your rival's blaster. You can base the rules on HP, where the first to lose all their HP loses, or base it on damage, where after a certain amount of time, whoever scored the most damage wins. Target knockdown. Shoot down the target pins on the field. However, you can shoot your rival's pins as well. You can fight for highest score wins, or first to reach a certain score wins. Court touchdown. Focus your firepower on a variety of battle pucks that slide around the battlefield. Shoot pucks into the goals to score. Pucks can be affected with status conditions and will affect the person whose goals they cross into. You can fight for highest score wins, or first to reach a certain score wins. There's also single player minigames too, shooting down moving targets, solo target knockdown, or defending your goal from a horde of Armate gear drones. You play these games on Armate arenas. Some arenas come with stage gimmicks to spice up the battles, such as moving cars, mirages that could be helpful power-ups, a casino board, slow-down pads that collect your shots and shoot them all at once, crates that can contain power-ups and even telemans. but these can be turned off before having a showdown in arcade mode. All of this sounds fun, huh? What if I told you you and a friend locally can throw down a showdown together or against each other in local multiplayer? Player 2 can play alongside you in story mode and challenge runs, or battle as your rival in arcade mode. There's still so much to this battle system. Shield yourself from shots with multiple types of shields, like the ability to parry signature strikes, status conditions ranging from damage over time, slowing down your rivals, causing their stats to go haywire, and others. The battles of Armatelum are simple, but very dynamic and deep under the hood. And, on top of all of this, there's still more to come in future updates. I hope to see you throwing down a showdown with your mains very soon. There are a variety of extra parts to the game to give you more content and more control of the gameplay experience, such as arcade mode. You can set up your own battles with a variety of options and characters that you can choose from, unlike in story mode, where that is story dependent on what you have available. Challenge runs where you play a series of themed battles to compete for the top score. The collection room where you can view character bios and sprites, CG images, music, a checklist of your collection of in-game achievements, medals, and databases for the battle system elements. There's a chapter select where you ride the subway with my mascot, Sakura Yui, and fill out a questionnaire where you set up your affinity progress for this run of Armatelum Showdown. The game has a very robust options menu, from being able to change the visual novel's text speed, to the arena's transparency, to the shadow on the shots, the auto-advance wait timer, displaying the battle system avatars, sorting out your controller settings. There's a lot in here, so make sure to adjust the game to what's right for you. Okay, this is the strangest part of the video, but one of the more exciting parts. This game is in hiatus until the game gains traction. No point of working on this when my Bottleman videos got me more attention than 5 years on my game combined. So, here's some extra ideas I'll have when the game gains traction, thanks to you lovely people. These are ranked in intensity, how much work it'd take me to do. So, idea 1, a new game type mode. To put it simply, I'll make a 4th game type for the battle system. This is called Ring Teardown, and will be based on B-Daman's Break Bomber. Idea 2, new battle system additions. I have 2 ideas for new gameplay mechanics. These will add more variety and strategy to the game. I might just do this anyways. These are type weaknesses and elemental boosts. Type weaknesses is a system where an armate gear takes a bit more damage off shots shot by a rival armate gear, whose performance type is the same as your own armate gear's worst type. Yes, that was a mouthful. Here's an example of what I mean. Impact Blitzer's worst stat is Control, so any shots blasted out by a Control type armate gear would do extra damage to Impact Blitzer. Any armate gears that are weak to power types will take more damage off Impact Blitzer, who is a power type. For armate gears that are dual typed, the primary/first type is the one that counts for this. Wild Hunter, for example, is a Control rapid type. Control is the part that will count for this effect. Its weakest stat is Power, so it will have a weakness to Power type armate gears. For armate gears that are balance or special typed, or when stats tie for being the weakest, like Telement Buster Rapid has both 3 in Power and Control, they have no weakness, but in turn, they cannot exploit any of the rival's weaknesses. Again, with Telement Buster Rapid, even though it's a rapid type, since it has no worst stat, it can't do extra damage to armate gears that are weak to rapid types. Got that? That was a lot, I know. Elemental Boost grants a boost in performance for a shot when a Fire Elemented armate gear shoots a Fire Elemented ability shot. That's just an example anyways. Elements in Armatelum are just a part of the story. Some ability shots play into their elements, such as a fire shot catching things on fire, but the user or gear themselves don't utilize elements. Even though J-Star here is chock full of air elemental power. So if the user and/or armate gear's element lines up with the ability shots element, that shot's power, rapid, and control stats all get a small buff. So J-Star, who is an air elemental, shooting an air elemented shot, it gains a small boost. Yet. These updates to the battle system might restrict the types of armate gears and ability shots you'd want to use, or it could open up more strategy and options. Do I go with the armate gear with better stats, or do I go with the armate gear with a type advantage? I don't know. This is my Josh/Jody throw shit at a wall part of the video, so leave your thoughts in the comments below. Idea 3, Armate pilots. I'll admit, Armate gears aren't as appealing as, say, a B-Daman or a Bottleman because of the lack of character to the blasters. So, if it's going to be worth it, I'll go through every single sprite in the game that features an Armate gear and add these little gem boys and gem girls, gem non-binaries. I'll add the Armate pilots. The pilots pilot their Armate gears, hence the name. They could also be called Armates, like with a hyphen in the middle. Armates, because they're your little mate for battle. I really like these, but then I'd have to redesign every single Armate gear and redo all the sprites and any sprites that they are a part of, such as character sprites. I'll do it though. Heck, I might just do it anyways. I really like the idea of these little mascots piloting giant guns. Well, giant relative to them. I like the idea, what can I say? Idea 4, dungeon segments. I've been prototyping my own 2D Zelda-like top-down dungeon gameplay system recently for a different game project, just in case this one doesn't go anywhere. I originally planned for there to be dungeons in Armatelum, but I dropped it because it was too big in scope. Yes, this was meant to be a small game, and I didn't feel confident I would be able to do it. But now I feel confident I can do it. Once you get to certain parts of the story, like say entering the forest in chapter 1, you'd be able to explore these mini-style dungeons as your party members, solving puzzles and shooting down drones to progress. Could be fun. You could replay a dungeon in a timer or score attack mode, at any time in arcade mode or something. It wouldn't be just exclusive to story mode, you'd be able to play them whenever you want, as long as you got far enough in the story to access the dungeon and finish it, you know, story progress. Idea 5, 1080p, 60 FPS. If the game gets so much traction that it reaches big time YouTubers, I might make the game 1080p and 60 frames per second. This will be hell. More hell than remaking all the sprites to add Armate pilots. But if that's what the people want, that's what the people will get. It'll just take a while to do. At the very least I could bump it up to 60 FPS. I would just have to adjust every single speed value in the game because idiot me tied it to the frame rate. If I remember this correctly, the default for Game Maker Studio 2 like 5-ish years ago was 30 FPS. I didn't know you could change it until I got like neck deep in the programming. So yeah, I could make it at the very least 60 FPS for a smoother battle system. And those are my ideas. Let me know what you thought about them in the comments below. And that is Armatelum Showdown. Thank you so much for listening all the way through. This is my biggest project I've ever made, and no one's seen it. I'll admit, I'm bad at marketing. I don't know what I'm doing or how to do it. Hopefully this deep dive into Armatelum Showdown gave you a much better idea of what this game even is. This game was made out of my passion for B-Daman and Bottleman. In fact, Bottleman wasn't even a thing when I started making this game. Armatelum was created to fill the void in my heart. But Bottleman is here. I think Armate provides a newer take on the shooting hobby anime formula, being targeted towards an older crowd. I mean, the characters in this series are 18 plus, not 10, so... Armatelum is just more than a beat-em-on love letter. It's my own shooting hobby type product, jam-packed with features and content no other shooting hobby could ever provide. And the best parts of Armatelum aren't even in the game yet. The wild abilities, the sick blasters, the deep lore, the full fun story. This game is in early access, so there is more to come. All that I ask is that you try out the game. There's a free demo of Armatelum Showdown over on itch.io, where you have access to the first 3 chapters of the game. The paid version, also on itch.io, will let you play up to the end of chapter 5, and you gain access to all of the content prior to chapter 6. The paid game will also be the one that gets the chapter updates too, so if you like the demo and you want to support my work, buy Armatelum Showdown. It's only £8 for all that content I talked about in this video. The more the game blows up, the more I'll make, because I have to prioritize what's getting me traction, and right now it's YouTube, so here's this video! Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell and set it to all notifications to help this video rise towards the greater YouTube landscape. Out of all my videos, please at least get this one to pass 100 views. 200 maybe? 300? 300 views and 10 likes and I will preview the first scene of Chapter 6. Maybe even show off the backgrounds that I made for Chapter 6 and some armate gears. How about that? 300 views plus 10 likes and I'll leak Chapter 6. I will leak Chapter 6. Remember to share this video to other people who are fans of visual novels, battle systems, B-Daman/Bottleman, indie game projects, and well, anyone you'd think that would be interested. And if Armatelum starts development again, go subscribe to our Armatelum channel, so you can be there first for when the new game devlogs come out. Follow me and my game on our Twitters, at J5TheHyperforce and at Armatelum, to keep up to date with everything that I do with my game and other projects. If you have any fan art to send to me, like the Armatelum cast, VTuber Jody, or anything relating to me for that matter, send them over to at J5TheHyperforce and / or at Armatelum, and I will feature them in the next video that I am editing at the time. Like this fan art of Jody by the Twitter user, at Phoenix987_. Is that a silent underscore? She's so cute! Stuff like this does strike me in my heart. It means a lot. It shows that I'm actually getting somewhere. Also, reaching to the end of this video about my video game project means a lot to me too. Thank you so much. And with all that said and done, thank you for watching this very important video. This has been J5 the Hyperforce. I'll see you whenever next. Goodbye! And play Armatelum Showdown.